So, Dr. Shrand, welcome to Marshfield Community Television. Could you tell me, what are you currently involved in?
So what we're looking at is the context of addictions in these kids. And the CASTLE program, which stands for Clean and Sober Teens Living Empowered, is trying to help kids recognize what goes on into addictions. But really the fundamental part of what we do there, which is part of what I've been doing as a psychiatrist since I started, was looking at the influence of respect on how that changes somebody else's brain.
That's very interesting. Now, is that something that's unique or different to your treatment program at CASTLE?
I think it's pulling together a lot of the different neuroscience that we know and integrating it into a unique program. So the question that we ask the kids is, when is the last time you got angry at someone treating you with respect? And you know, if you really think about it, you don't. The brain is not designed to activate anger when it perceives it is being respected. It is when you feel disrespected that 90% of the time, I think that's when you're more likely to get angry.
So do you see this, this idea of respect, is this concept limited to a treatment profile, or do you see that as having a larger impact?
Much larger impact. Because it's not just about treatment, it's really about the way we interact with each other as human beings. I really think that at the core of what do we want as a human being, I think we just want to feel valued by another human being. And when that happens, it sets in motion a cascade of events. I think that, you know, when you feel valued by someone else, you begin to feel safe and you begin to feel you can trust. And that then leads to an unlimited potential in your own abilities. So respect is the avenue and the pathway to unleashing your own human potential. And really that's part of what we're looking at CASTLE. But the flip side of it is anger. And how do you manage anger? And that's part of the book that we're writing right now, is looking at how do we not just manage our own anger, because there are a lot of books on anger management. But my take is, you know, it's not just my anger that gets in the way of my success. Sometimes it's your anger that gets in the way of my success, and your anger that gets in the way of both of our success. So how can I use respect to modulate anger?
This really sounds like a very unique philosophy. I mean, it almost sounds too simple to be as effective as you've indicated. But let me ask you this. You had mentioned that you were writing a book about anger management. Have you layered some of these concepts into that book?
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, if you are looking at the book, you'll find that there are 7 steps that really take you through this. The first step is to recognize rage. You recognize that you're angry. And then you begin to put it on a scale between 1 and 10. How angry am I? Then you assign a word to it. And if you think about it, there are many, many words that we can use to describe anger. So there's anger, irritation, rage, being postal. You know, you would come up with your own scale. But when you really begin to look at the different steps, the 7 steps to harness the hurricane of anger, you'll find that ultimately it results in being able to shift from this rageful limbic response into a more thoughtful, compassionate response by recognizing why you're angry. Recognition is a thinking process. So absolutely, you can use this in any situation, and the book that we're writing will really lay out step by step how you do it, give you tools how to do it, give you exercises how to do it. Just practice it. Go into a store tomorrow, buy something and say thank you. See what the response is that you get. You know? It's really interesting what happens when somebody else hears those words. They feel valuable.